Hey you guys, I'm Stacy from Bricks and Blooms. Today I'm going to show you how to plant a mosquito repellent garden. So I don't know about you guys, but I love to be outside in the summer, and my husband and I enjoy our outdoor living spaces every night, at least when it's not raining. But one of the problems that we run into are mosquitoes, right? Like they bite you and then you're just like, I'm done, I'm going in the house. Well, there are certain plants that you can plant in either a container garden or your yard that will help repel mosquitoes. And so today I'm going to show you a plant combination that I'm going to be using in my garden for my fire pit garden that will not only help repel mosquitoes, but also give me some herbs for my kitchen. So today I'm going to be working with my new set of garden tools that come in this handy little bag, as well as these awesome garden gloves. They're made by WorkPro, and I just got these, but what I love about them are that I can keep all of my tools together in one spot. One of the problems that I have as a gardener, and I don't know about you guys, but one of the problems that I have is I tend to leave my tools all over the place and I can never find them later. So having them all in this bag, keeping my gloves, and it comes with everything that I need to do things in the garden, it's just perfect for me. So today I'm going to be using the garden gloves and the WorkPro hand trowel. I actually was using this just yesterday just to kind of test it out, and it's really comfortable. I love the grip, and very easy to work with. So whenever I'm working in the garden or planting a container, I like to wear garden gloves because number one, keep my hands clean. I don't have all the dirt and stuff under my fingernails, but also it protects me from other things. Like if I'm working with roses, it protects me from the thorns or poison ivy. It just keeps your hands nice and clean. So today I'm using WorkPro's gloves, and I gotta tell you, I really like these. They're thick, there's a good barrier, and my hands are gonna stay pretty clean. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to fill the container up looking at my plants, probably about halfway with some potting soil. I'm just using, I'm actually using an organic potting soil. Particularly when I'm working with anything that we're going to eat or consume, I always go with organic. So I'm using an organic potting mix, and I'm going to fill the container about halfway. So I'm going to take my trowel, my garden trowel from WorkPro, and I'm going to start filling it. There is a drainage hole on the bottom. If your container does not have a drainage hole, you do want to make sure you add one. You can just drill a few in, but you do want to make sure that it has sufficient drainage. So I filled my container garden halfway, and what I just did was I took all the plants that I'm going to be working with and I dropped them in, number one, to make sure they're at the right height, and number two, to see how I wanted to design the container. So whenever I am working with a container garden, I use the thriller, filler, and spiller method of container design. What that means is I want to look for plants that are going to add some height and drama, some plants that are going to fill in, and some plants that are going to spill over. So today, from my list of mosquito repellent plants, I'm going to be working with this beautiful marigold, this red Reuben basil, which I just love this foliage, don't you? With the bright yellow marigold, I just think that's so pretty. And I found, I don't know if you guys like to cook, but Thai basil. So excited, I've never grown it before. But I just love the contrast of the foliage, and the basil, the red Reuben basil with the little flowers on the Thai basil, I just think looks so pretty. And then for my trailing plant, I'm going to be working with this oregano, and my height is going to be my sage. So not only will this container garden help repel mosquitoes, but I can also use it to cook.
And I just want to tell you how awesome these garden tools are to work with. I loved working with the trowel because it has a comfortable non-slip grip handles that made it really easy to work with. And the gloves kept my hands clean, cool, and dry while potting up my new mosquito repellent garden.
All right, you guys, so I'm all done planting. I made a few modifications while I was moving along. And that's because whenever I'm planting a container garden, a lot of times I'll step back and think to myself things that I want to add or things that I want to change. So this is what I did. So I have my marigolds over here. I've got my trailing oregano here in the front. Also, I have my red Reuben basil here in the middle to kind of add that little dark contrast to foliage. And since I had 4 small cell packs of the oregano, I did half of the oregano on one side of the red Reuben basil and the other 2 on the other. And then I've got this beautiful sage. Love the big leaves of this sage, it's beautiful. And I also tucked in a tricolor sage. What I love about the tricolor sage is that, I mean, the leaves have like the different color contrast. It's got this little white trim, but it's also got that little bit of purple too that's picking up from the red Reuben basil, as well as my Thai basil. Thai basil has this beautiful chartreuse foliage and these gorgeous purple flowers. And I also tucked in this taller oregano, so that'll be a little more, give it a little more light and airy appearance to my container. And that's it. I love it. This is gonna repel mosquitoes. I'm gonna be able to pick herbs when I'm cooking. I love how this container garden turned out. It's bright, it's fun. I love all the contrasting foliage. It's gonna repel mosquitoes. I'm gonna be able to cook with it in my kitchen. So it's just a win-win in my book. One of the things that I love about making a smaller container garden like this for repelling mosquitoes is that I can move it around. So I want to keep this in my fire pit garden area because we're out there a lot, and a lot of times we're out there kind of late and the bugs start bothering us. But the cool thing is I can also move this onto my deck, or I can move it onto my lower deck, or I can move it onto my patio, or wherever I am, and the scent and the aroma from the plants are gonna help repel mosquitoes. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the planting today. I'm Stacy from Bricks and Blooms. Enjoy a beautiful day.